Clippers manager Mike Sarbaugh joins us for a preseason spring training look at the upcoming 2011 Clippers season. Skip, you've been out in Goodyear for a while now. What's the mood in camp been like to this point?
Yeah, the mood's been great. It's been a lot of fun to watch a lot of the players that played for us in Columbus last year getting a little of their first taste of some spring training big league games. So to see them out there and to see them be around the big league players, it's been a lot of fun to watch.
Sorry, with a lot of the guys that are in camp for the first time, have you noticed any tightness with these guys, knowing there are only a few spots available on the major league team, or has everybody just sort of let fly?
No, I think they look pretty relaxed. I think the one thing that a lot of the players that we had in Columbus, the benefit they have coming in their first big league camp is they've played with a lot of the players that are on the big league club. So they do feel a little more comfortable being around them. They have some relationships with those players. So it's not like it's the first time they're around a lot of the big league players. So that has helped them out. And like I said, I think that that'll help their performance.
What's the situation with Cord Phelps? Obviously, he was the most consistent offensive player we saw for the Clippers a year ago. He's blocked at second base by Jason Kipnis. He moved over to third for a bit during winter ball. What's going to change for Cord?
Well, Cord, like you said, he played outstanding for us. Was really solid at second base, and then he went to the fall league and played third base there and did a nice job. So, he's come into camp this year and has played second, and then today he got over there, was over at third base. So that's only going to help his value and giving him some more options, and especially if he keeps hitting the way he's hitting, it's definitely going to pay off for him in the long run. So, he had a great year, and hopefully things continue to improve for Cord and his all-around game, and hopefully he can continue to improve.
With names like Cord Phelps and Jason Kipnis, Lonnie Chisenhall, and Jared Gettert at second base and third base, and a couple of guys at first as well, I would think it's going to be awful tough for you as a manager to find enough at-bats for everybody.
Well, things always seem to work out. It's always tough at the beginning of the season when you do have a situation like we're going to have with a lot of good players, especially in the infield with limited positions for everyone. But it always seems to work out. I think, it might get a little frustrating for some of the players at the beginning because maybe it won't be on an everyday basis. But they're all going to get their time, and they're all going to be able to show what they can do at the AAA level and go from there.
Two highly touted prospects that we have not seen yet at the AAA level are Lonnie Chisenhall at third base and starting pitcher Alex White. First of all, with Alex, what type of pitcher is he? What's his mental makeup? And what do you think of Alex White as he gets ready to make his AAA debut?
He's a great kid. I've been around him for a couple years in spring training, and I've only seen him throw one inning. That was here in big league camp. But he's got a real good fastball, has good movement. And a good breaking ball. And the one thing I think that separates Alex, he's a fierce competitor that knows how to pitch. So that combination, expect good things from Alex White, that's for sure. And then with Lonnie, converted shortstop, moved to third the last few years. Good hands, good glove at third, and really is a polished hitter that uses all fields and has power to go with it. So it'll be two really good-looking players coming to Huntington Park this summer that I think the fans will really enjoy watching.
In 2010, you started with a team that had an awful lot of veteran presence with guys like Brian Bixler and Shelley Duncan and Brian Busher as well. This year it's going to be based upon mostly young guys. What sort of differences are there when you have a roster made up of fresh faces in AAA trying to make their impression at the big league level for the first time?
Well, I think that it's always the best scenario is always to have that good mix. Have a few veterans on your club, mix those players in with your prospects to kind of help just teach them the ropes a little bit and maybe talk to them and give them some insight from their experience. And I think that was what was huge for us last year with having Shelley Duncan and Brian Busher and Brian Bixler, players like that were able to help our younger players. And I know Jason Donald really enjoyed having those guys there. And I think that's really, it benefits the players. But like you said, going into this year, it doesn't look like we're going to have that mix. So, that's where us as coaches are going to have to step up a little bit more than maybe we would have in the past, because you don't have those players to help in the clubhouse.
We do have an addition to the coaching staff this year. Tell us about our new pitching coach.
Yeah, Ruben Niebla's been in the organization, I believe, for almost 10 years. Has been at every level, well, until this year, but has worked in rookie ball with us all the way up through Double-A. Was our pitching coach on our 09 team in Akron when we won the Eastern League. Really very good with mechanics and just very good communicator with the pitchers. Does a really good job. So and it's nice for our staff, for me and Lee and for Michael and Todd, to have a guy like Ruben step into that spot for Charlie that we've had some experience with in the past. So I think the transition will be a fairly easy one.
Ruben also had the bizarre distinction of winding up as a coach on the disabled list last year.
Yeah, it was a real freak injury, and I'm sure he's heard some ribbing from the coaches about it. But yeah, last year he was the major league bullpen coach or assistant bullpen coach, and he would help out with the pitching side of it. And he was helping shag BP one day and jumped for a ball and landed and messed up his knee, and he missed half the season, and he's been rehabbing. It still bothers him a little bit. So yeah, it was one of those freak injuries, especially from the coaching side of it, that you don't always have to deal with. So, but he's doing well.
I always think that spring training is a chance for the coaches to shine a little bit. You guys get a chance to work with the players on a lot of different drills, hit a lot of fungos, shag some fly balls. The minor league coaching staff gets to work with the big league staff for a good portion of the month of March. Who's been the all-star coach so far? Who's stood out amongst the coaches?
Well, other than myself, Scott.
Take yourself out of there, sorry.
Yeah, right. No, you know what? It's a lot of fun to be here with, to interact with the big league staff, and then have Chris Tremie, our Double-A managers, here, and then having a lot of our roving instructors here. So just for everybody, this is a fun time when the whole organization can be together and kind of be on one group to try and help our big league club. So it's been a lot of fun, and we're really looking forward to this season.
At the beginning of spring training, the second intra-squad game, I would assume the pressure on you was pretty high because Sarbaugh lost the first game, and you don't want to go 0-2 in spring.
Yeah, it was a lot of pressure going into that game, too, because we really needed that W to keep it at a tie. So I didn't want to hear anything about being 0-2 this spring. So they had a lot of fun with it. Tim Coleman, the bench coach with the big league club, that's the second year in a row when he had the funny names for the coaches that were coaching each team. So, it adds a little bit to the, sometimes inter-squads can get a little, dull at times with no fans. And so they just try to add a little excitement to it.
All right, Sarbaugh, thanks a lot for taking the time to be with us today.
Hey, good to be with you, Scott. And Ryan, I appreciate you having me on.